for crime and forensics. He is the Associate Director of Asian School of Cyber Law and his interest in cybercrime investigation and forensics. Thanks.
A very good afternoon to all of you. I sincerely apologize for the delay. Before we start off, what I will be discussing today is cloud computing and how it can be used in committing crimes and how it can be leveraged as a technology in aiding the investigation process. How we can make our investigation and forensic process far more effective by using cloud computing. Before I start off, I'd just like to have a head count of how many of you all are actually familiar with the forensic process, so I could do a calculate. Okay, not many. So I'll run you through the basics as we progress. First, about me. Well, I'm the Associate Director at Asian School of Cyber Law. I handle digital forensics and investigation out there. First question, are we new to the cloud? I guess not. Cloud has been around for a very long time. It's just that we've seen a paradigm shift now. What's the cloud? Cloud is nothing but the internet. In all of our network diagrams, we always had the cloud. It's just that now we're harnessing computing power through the internet. That's the basic paradigm shift. Okay. We've heard of these concepts a lot. We've heard of SaaS, software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. I'd like someone to give me a one-liner on software as a service, please. Absolutely right. Platform as a service.
Google provides name that of the
okay. Google Apps, right? Infrastructure as a service. Absolutely right. So you guys get the concept. But let's talk about crime as a service. What we're talking about is basically how the cloud can be used to commit crimes online. First, how do I get my cloud? Now, this is something I found really interesting and really shocking. First of all, when Amazon started off, do you know they didn't even have a captcha for creating accounts? So you could basically write your own script and you could keep generating a large number of accounts in a sequence. But that doesn't work as of now. It has been disabled. They've got to capture various other mechanisms. But initially, I could basically start generating a large number of accounts. In each account, I could start generating a large number of instances. Okay, I did my experimentation. I played around with Rackspace. It's fairly cheap, easy to use, good service, very good help. How do I start off? First of all, you fill a form online, register for the service. Second, you need to enter credit card details over there. Now, in all probability, they don't think it's criminals. Okay? First, credit card details can be stolen, very easily available. I don't need to tell you how you get that. Second, you get a verification call. Now, this verification call, for all you know, I could give a PCO number, a phone booth, a public telephone, or some friend's number. They just call up, I answer the phone, I verify myself, and that's it. All verification is done at this particular level. Next, I can directly log into my account and start creating my servers. I could go and create a backpack instance, commit whatever crimes I want, I could run my attacks, etc. The best part I found about the Rackspace service is at the end of an hour. Okay? If your instance has not reached the entire 60-minute cycle, you do not get billed for it. So, moral of the story, I steal your credit card numbers, I go online, I register an account number, I get it verified through some bogus phone number, I commit whichever crimes I want using a service registered to your card. Will it ever show up in your billing history? No, because I'm always deleting my instances right before 60 minutes. And as soon as I've done that, there is no such reflection in your statement at the end of the month. There are no flags raised whatsoever. In such cases, it is very easy to commit crimes. I'm talking of crime as a service. How many of you have heard of the 76 service? It's not very well heard of. It was a Russian underground group. This was the very first instance of crime as a service. The very first service offered us as nature. Basically what would happen out here is, they would deploy coordinates on behalf of you. All you need to do is, it's like a complete, fully managed service for coordinates. You could select the targets. They would run the service of infecting those guys. They would run social engineering attacks against them. Everything would be done by them. What would be the end result? You just had a console where you'd log in. And in that console, you will get the banking usernames, banking passwords, whichever details you requested. There's a basic form you fill in over there of what exactly you like. These websites keep coming up on and off. You get summer editions, you get winter editions, spring editions of such kind of websites. Next, we've heard of Zeus. Also, a very feminine concept of Zeus, the Trojan. Now Zeus is taken to the cloud. This is the basic modus operandi. You receive an email greeting card in the mailbox. It entices the user to click on a malicious URL, then links to a hacked legitimate website, and basically the Trojan will get downloaded onto your system. Nothing great so far. But here's where the cloud kicks in. The cloud is actually used as CNC, command and control, for that particular Trojan. The best part again. I register a free account, so to say, do whatever I want during the 1 hour, and I undo this or I delete my instances out here. Again, who's to detect, who's to catch. This is basically how traces of how Zeus was run on the cloud. You can see it's going back to the cloud. We used Amazon EC2 for the command and control process. How much does it cost to actually take down a company on the internet? Why yes? I'm talking to DDoS attack. Why yes?
$80 per day.
Sorry?
$80 per day.
$80 per day? I got a cheaper offer for you.
So you're doing that 59-minute thing. Maybe you could do it for free.
Yes, that is possible. Depending, yes. If I could manage my instances accordingly, I could do it for free. This is the experiment that was done. It was called Thunder in the Cloud. Basically, what they did was, they got a couple of Amazon EC2 servers. They started just 3 virtual servers. These 2 guys, they wrote their own prototype application. It was called Thunderclap, this tool. Then, after deploying the tool, they scaled up to 10 instances, and by running 10 instances, just 10 instances, in a matter of minutes, and $6, they were able to DDoS complete website and an entire network. And basically, this is the economics when you come to the cloud. The entire cost involved in deploying the botnet or in a DDoS attack has been mitigated to just $6. Then you've got ClubHack. ClubHack, all of us are familiar with Wireshark, right? ClubHack is a similar concept. Basically what you need to do is, all you do is generate a capture file. Unfortunately, since my system isn't working, I have my capture file on that system, but I'll explain it to you in theory. You need to generate a capture file. All you do is upload the capture file to the server. Once uploaded, you can completely analyze and decode the sessions online itself. So basically, you wouldn't require any tools, you wouldn't require any permission sets, etc. to be altered on the system. All you need to do is just upload a capture file, sitting anywhere, using any terminal, you can basically start analyzing the patterns. And then again, this has been well discussed about. It's the WPA cracker, where in just $17, you can run an entire dictionary attack using cloud services to crack WPA passwords. The issue here is, you put in all your eggs into one basket. What happens if there is a central point of failure? This happened with the Amazon S3 cloud. It was down for 7 hours. Imagine the implications if your apps are down just for, let's say, a few minutes. Imagine 7 hours. Okay, you want to hear a joke? FlexiScale was down for 18 hours. Imagine 18 hours outage for your cloud. Disastrous. It's a new threat that we need to consider out here. And that is an insider threat, an insider to the organization. There are a lot of security concerns specifically when you come to the cloud. The reason being, your entire data and your entire setup infrastructure is located external to your organization, somewhere you might not know where exactly geographically this might be located, and you might not have access or control to such kind of systems. But can that rule out the possibility of an insider attack at your cloud service provider? Let's try to put things into perspective. Yes, we all see compliance from their side. All of them have necessary compliance and certifications. But how does it actually translate on ground? How does that actually enforced? That might be a cause of concern. This happened not so very long ago with HSBC Geneva. A small group of HSBC Geneva employees stole private details of the bank's individual and corporate clients and sold it to the French government. How did they do this? Very simple. All they did was they stole disks from the server. They simply picked up disks from the server and got out. Employees itself of the bank. Two suspects allegedly set up a shell company somewhere in Lebanon to market this data. They actually hosted a sales presentation in Lebanon to 5 leading French banks. They sent anonymous emails to French and German and British authorities stating tax evasion client list available. So basically, since Geneva has got all the basically the Swiss banks, they've got all the black money of the world stored out there. These individuals, they stole this information and now they're able to sell this information online. Nearly referred to 79,000 private clients and 20,000 pounds. You'd be surprised to know the French government actually bid for this information and bought it. What happened to these two guys who stole the information? As of today, as we speak, they stay in France with political protection by the French government. What I'm trying to tell you here is, data is very, very valuable. With the right amount of determination, the right amount of motivation, and the right amount of effort, this data will and can get stored. Put things in perspective, or try to imagine your cloud data getting stored. Okay, when we talk about the cloud, there are a couple of common sense concerns that we have. One, where exactly is the data of the cloud going to be located? A lot of controls of ours, a lot of security controls require information to be centrally located or located within a particular geographical boundary and not really so. Second, the physical, logical and personnel controls actually applied at your cloud service provider. Third, the regulatory compliance that they're maintaining. If there's a compromise, you'll be in terms of a single point of compromise. What exactly is the disaster recovery planning that they've got? Is there any investigative support when it comes to cloud? In all honesty, from my perspective, as of today, there is no investigative support when it comes to cloud. There is very, very little you can do. The only place you can run for help is legislation, the law. That's all that we have as of now, governing or helping you actually seek recourse in the cloud. We need a long-term viability. What if Amazon goes bankrupt tomorrow or gets taken over by another company? What is the viability of your cloud and the information stored in the cloud? Then you got intellectual property issues and media sanitization, of course. Keeping all these into consideration. Now, these are security concerns, these are common security concerns that we've observed. But the basic issue here is we're going to assume or abstract this in the next concept. The next concept, this is something very dear to me and something we can try out. It's called forensics as a service. So basically what we're going to do is, we're going to use the cloud computing technology to make our forensic activities more effective. First, we encounter this where it says, can you please crack my password? Now, I do not have a forensic lab as of now. I do not have computing power, etc. How do I actually go and crack this password? Password cracking, as you understand, requires time and it requires resource, which is very, very valuable. What I do is, I simply go and pick up a cloud server. I configure the server to run. Basically, I install my password built tools on my cloud server and I configure it to run a brute force attack, a dictionary attack, or a basic attack for all control characters. Now, how would this benefit me in terms of cost benefit? Time and resource is getting saved, and I can instantly scale up on the cloud. But is this actually far more effective than our conventional methods? Not really. It's about the same thing, it's just that using it on the cloud. How do you actually scale up? This is what you can do. You can actually distribute the process of password breaking on the cloud. For example, I have, let's say, 5 cloud instances, servers that are generated. I can do brute force attacks of that same file on different servers. Basically, I run on the first server all printable character set, just from 1 to 5 characters. On the second server, for the same file, a length of 6 characters. Rather than waiting